Greetings, greetings, peace and blessings. We are the Mohammeds, the residential tourist. We are 85 to Africa. Living in the after. I threw a curveball.
I'm like, where's he going?
Thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate you taking a moment of your precious time to allow us once again to share with you of our experience having been here on the continent of the motherland Africa, specifically in Kigali, Rwanda. And we would like for you to, before you go any further, subscribe please. We're trying to get this 4,000 mark. And if you have not yet subscribed, now's your chance. And we would greatly appreciate that. And if it's something that you like, let us know by hitting the like button. And if it's something that you're inspired by and you have something that you want to voice, don't hesitate. Leave us a comment. We'll definitely will read them and we will respond. And hopefully we will respond accordingly. Now,
and we would like to say Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
The beautiful Muslims that are out there fasting during this holy month of Ramadan.
It is a blessed month. We are excited. We are filled with high energy and good spirit. And we are grateful and we are so very thankful. And we encourage each and every one of you within the Muslim community, home and abroad, wherever you might be, to stay the course, and the blessings will definitely shower down upon us all. And if you're not of the Muslim community, whatever religious persuasion, you're welcome to join in on this wonderful spiritual exercise called fasting.
And the fasting breath. Just hit you.
It's sweet.
So we wanted to pretty much share with our viewers when people are coming to the continent. Most people hit us up and they're asking questions like, what kind of business should I do there? How will I make money? You know, those type of questions, how will I survive type of questions. And those are valid questions. They're important questions. But we would like to also pretty much shine a light on the other component of moving to the continent, and particularly Rwanda. But some of the things that we're going to share is not just from people that have moved to Rwanda, but other African countries as well. So we wanted to share a light on what value do expats bring to the continent.
In particular, diasporas, not to exclusion to any other expat community. However, more specifically, those of us across the diaspora or the diasporas who have come back to repatriate, if you will.
And there's a lot of us here from Canada, America, Jamaica, Hades. It's a lot of us.
It's a lot.
And when we're all together in one room, we just look like one people. So, and that's how we have to operate, because that's what we are. But the values that we bring here, not just necessarily our dollars, but there's been some really unrecognized benefits to expats coming to the country, coming to the continent. And I'm just looking at some of what accomplishments or some of the things that people have done that have come here that we should acknowledge, because a lot of those people are still here because of the things that they do within the community. They're still here because they recognize it's more than just taking from the community, it's a give and take. It's a what value can we bring to your country, to this continent, besides us trying to make money here and trying to make a living here or trying to feel safe here. What else can we bring to you guys?
And in addition to that, on the other side of it, because a lot of what, we personally have experienced, and in being in the communication with other diasporas and expats have experienced as well, is that, there's a perception or a misperception that because we come from where we come from, that automatically, we're the cash cow. We have our pockets lined, and of course we know that's not the case. And so
for most of us,
for most of us, but even so, even if those that do, that's not the extent of our value. And we are hoping that we can share with you information that could also transcend beyond just our community, but even to the country men and country women, be it Rwanda or what other country that you're in, which is we have a value that is really immeasurable, which will last a lot longer based on our experience and our knowledge base and our skill sets and what it is that we can bring from our life experience, coming from where we're coming from and trying to reconnect with our long lost brothers and sisters here on the continent.
And what these people recognize is what's natural for us. One of our godly attributes is compassion. And when we come with compassion for just humanity in general, but for the people here, you make a greater impact. And because of the compassion of these people we're going to talk about today, most of them are still here making that greater impact. We're not recognized by the local government, not recognized by the people. We want to recognize and give our own repatriates or expats flowers while they live here today. So the first one I want to talk about, we're not going to do names because a lot of these people are very humble and they like to make sure that they lay their blessings down and they know where it comes from. They don't have to have their name acknowledged. So we're not going to acknowledge any of them by name, but they know who they are. But first, we'll even like to talk about ourselves because it's not something we've done. We've never really told too many people, period, what we do here besides the working aspect or the residential tourist aspect. But a lot of people don't know that we've actually put people through college, more than one. We've paid tuition. We've paid school fees here. Not bragging on the amount of employees that we had at one time or together, but between the businesses, we've hired 25 locals with good salaries here in Kigali. And not just hire them with good salaries, we're trying to change the economic mindset here, where people are going to be demanding more of their worth and not just receiving and accepting pennies from anybody. Most importantly, foreigners that come in, they pay them the bare minimum, and that's why they come here. We don't want to have that type of stigma. We want to make sure that we at least give you a decent salary, and you set the tone, and you tell us, well, how much, what is your worth? What would it require for you to work for us in this capacity? And so we've led that in the as a basis for those teams. We went out and fed under what's the word? I don't want to. We went out and fed a community, 60 families during last Ramadan, which is not foreign for us because we always done that. But to actually bring our team from Ikawa out to do it, which is something they've never done before, even teaching them the value and the blessing in giving. When we first started and we came and we would tell them, anybody that comes to Ikawa, any locals that come to Ikawa and they're hungry, let's feed them. They had a hard time with that. They did not like that. No, they're beggars. They're going to keep coming back. And we've always tried to teach them, well, we have to understand our blessings come from the giving. And they don't keep coming back. They come when they need it, We fed mamas with babies on their backs. We fed mamas with young children that come and sit down, and we'll come out and they got full plates in front of them, eating and very, very happy.
True, and very true. And just to add, not that they were not compassionate or had a feeling of compassion in wanting to be able to help and give. It's more of there is a sense of dignity that is instilled in them, which is there's a thin line. Of course, you want to encourage someone to maintain their dignity even in the time of their need. But when someone is in need, they're in need. So we were trying to help them to see it's okay. This person can still keep their dignity intact. It's just an unfortunate circumstance, and we're edifying them, we're elevating them, we're not demeaning and looking down on them, because as my wife was saying, just in that example, these individuals that come automatically, they want to go to the back and sit out back, and we told them no. They can sit inside, even though they may not be paying customers, they can still sit inside, and eat like anybody else. You don't have to sit in the back. And
watching the team now, they offer them something, water, they bring them napkins, and this is a different demeanor than when we first came. They now understand the beauty and blessing, where before they might have looked at them as beggars. And no, there's a beauty and blessing. If you're in a position where you can help someone, go for it.
Sure.
Go for it, because the feeling you get of just helping that individual is, you can't even describe it. And the way that they look at you afterwards, they're so grateful. And the little babies, the youngest ones, and we'll give them a cookie or some cake afterwards. You just made their whole day. Not knowing, I don't know because for us, I'm looking around, I see so much fruits and vegetables growing everywhere. It's hard to fathom, how are you hungry? But they are. And it's really not for us to even try to figure out or to decide.
No, that's not
on a spiritual level, the blessing comes in the giving. Don't worry about what they're going to do with it, or, I'm not saying give up money, but if you're in a position where you can feed a hungry person, why not? Why not? Because we're not missing no meals. So those are just some of the things that we've done in the 2 years that we've been here, or it'll be 2 years next week, y'all, that we've been here. But some of other beautiful people, we've had a brother come to the Airbnb last year, and he always came to Ikawa Cafe. He frequent Rhonda a lot. He was considering living here, but what he wanted to leave as his what's that blueprint or his legacy here is he blessed, I believe it was five young Rwandese with passports. He paid for 5 of them to get their passports, and the excitement when they finally were able to do it. We had a little hiccup, but all of them got their passports now. And when they were able to do it, the excitement and the sense of freedom that they had, and the look in their eyes like, whoa, what am I going to do with this? I can't wait to travel. And so that was amazing, because it's not something typical that you would even think about. But for that individual who understands the power in that passport, the power and the freedom in traveling, he wanted to bless. And they all worked for Ikawa or the Airbnb, so we were able to see it personally, how this impacts their life. And we want to make sure that they get an opportunity to use it.
And see, and that word right there, that's really what it represents. It represents opportunity. And, many, just like all of us, looking for that window of opportunity. And I think that was for this particular individual who blessed these other individuals, was what he was intending to do, is to set them up with opportunity. And that just goes back into, measuring the value of investment. The value of investment goes far beyond just the physical dollar. If you can invest in a person's actual future, or invest in their, just their growth and their development, that will allow them to, push forward to bigger and greater and better things, you know, if we are in that position, when I say we, meaning diasporas, and however we can do it, then that's an investment in the country, you know, that will help with the self-improvement, you know, to build the communities in the actual country, wherever it is, to become a better country, a better individual, a better country, you know. So
a major force.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. So anyway.
So we also have a lady here who travels around the continent, different African countries, and give out free books to you know, school-age children, Black authors, I believe all Black authors, but she makes sure she has a literacy program where she blesses children with with a book readings, and just pretty much trying to encourage literacy throughout the continent. And she's also done that here. She's partnered up with schools. She's constantly working. But that's one of the most beautiful things here is we learned that Rwanda's not really a country that reads, right?
No,
they don't encourage reading like that.
Right.
Unless you're in school, having books that you just read for leisure, it's a new concept.
In fact, if this is what I was told, if you are walking around with a book or a book bag, automatically they assume that this person is a student in the school, not just a person who happens to have a backpack and a book. It's always just associated with school.
School only. So what she's introducing them is the love of reading. You know, the love of being able to transform your mind into another place where it's encouraging imagination, where they're actually seeing that there's a world outside of just this little country. And now she's piercing their creative minds like, wow, because it's not just African books, they're Black authors from all over. And so, I mean, I've seen Toni Morrison in her collection that she was giving out. I've seen, I can't even think of it, but all kinds of Black books that we've read just because, grew up on.
And then for little children.
Yeah, and little children.
Books for little children.
Yep.
And I mean, even the sparking, you know, we know what reading does for us. It allows us to discover, you know, those hidden gems that we have inside, which again, it's helpful. Even if the, you know, individuals here specifically coming in contact with this material, and it sparks something in these individuals, even if they never want to actually leave, at least they can now have a fresh set of eyes on how they can, through their imagination and their creativity, their intelligence, be able to make their country that much more better. A thought, an idea that had not been thought of before. That said, this has been an issue. Now I have an idea, I have a thought that we can rectify this issue, or just make it just better all the way through and through, whatever the case may be. But these are the types of investment that help the individuals and ultimately help the country.
And keep in mind, there's no financial return on this kind of investment.
No.
There's no financial return on it. But the blessing and the value of it is way greater. I'm sure a lot of people follow, some of these people are YouTubers. So, you know, one of our favorite YouTubers has opened up a library.
A literacy center. Right.
in the community for again, the children of that community, that a lot of them don't get to go to school. Even though public school for us is free, public school for them is not free. It's public, so the tuition is very minimum to us, but it's not free. So all children do not get free education. So a lot of them don't get to go to school. So to build a literacy center where they're focusing again on the books and teaching children to read and the love of reading and helping them to read and learning to speak, not just Kinyarwandan, but also English, it's amazing. It's amazing. And again, these are programs where the return on it is spiritual. That's all I can say about that. And then also, we have one of the brothers that opened the Jamaican restaurant here. Even though that in itself is amazing, because Rwanda's a very hard country to have a restaurant here.
Any country,
but Rwanda's very hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But we already talked about it. But the brother also has a literacy program for the children in that area. And he showed us, we went outside, he has a whole wall of a chalkboard where they actually bring the community in for the children that can't go to school. And they're helping them and teaching them how to read, how to do math. The same exact thing. And again, it's just the love and compassion that we bring to the country, and understanding that if you don't have certain levels of education, your future is very limited. And so we're trying to pour into these young minds, getting them to see that you can be greater than your one town. But you can bring so much greatness back.
Exactly.
But you have to be literate.
You have to, right. And I mean, it's a human right. You know, we speaking of, you know, this is human development. You know, you have an educated mind, and it allows for you to, you know, just be, I mean, cultivated. You know, and when speaking in terms of opportunity, that's where it starts. The opportunity starts there, knowing that you are capable, and your capability will allow you to be able to seize more opportunities that present themselves, or even to know that there are opportunities. Some don't even realize there's an opportunity or other opportunities outside of just what they know. So these are just phenomenal things, man. This is really just great. You know, when you put it into perspective.
Yeah, when you put it all down, you're like, we're doing some good things here. So, of course, everyone knows Mama One's story. We've had that, we did the video on our channel as well. But just to recap, Mama One has a foundation way out, I guess, Bugasera area, where it's in a community of women, 104 women that are widowed, that are, we ain't waving.
She hate when I be waving at
This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. How you doing?
Hey, man.
They are not waving.
I'm the mayor this time.
They just like to
I'm the mayor this time.
From they're widowed. They are, what's the word?
They're
when you have no parents, they are orphaned or widowed. It's 104 women. Most of them have children, and the average household is between 3 and 5 children per person. And so what Mama One has done is she's seen the need to try to figure out how can we get these sisters here an income. What can we do to try to get them some kind of sustainable living, something that can help their quality of life. And I guess she did a poll of some sort and realized that these women didn't even know how to sew. So she had went out and found some land in the neighborhood. She had partnered up with some other people and decided that she wanted to build a school where she can bring in women per quarter, teaching them how to sew, and then also teaching them how to sell what they sewed. But in that process, she needed a certain amount of sewing machines. Let's just say 10, because I don't remember the number. And so the other gentleman that we're going to talk about, he came, he's seen what Mama was doing. She told him, oh, I just need 10 sewing machines and blah, whatever else would happen. And he said, okay, I'll buy it. And she was like, what? And I remember she called me the next morning and she was so excited, and she was telling me about how someone decided they're going to donate the money to her, and she woke up and it was already in her account. And she went out and brought all these sewing machines for the ladies there, and has had success with different classes graduating, with women sewing. They'll show you in the beginning of the classes how the stuff looked, to the end where these women are amazing seamstresses now. But and so they're teaching them. I don't know why you're not helping me with my words.
I'm listening.
Teaching them how to make a living. Make a living with something that's normal and natural for most women here in Rwanda, because it seemed like everybody can sew. They couldn't. And so she's teaching them, not her in particular, she hired her sewing teacher, and they teach these classes. And they get, she pays them a salary to come and teach the classes, and they teach these women, they graduate, and they bring in another batch. So the gentleman that actually helped buy the sewing machine has also tapped into many of our projects here as expats. He's, again, he'll just come, he'll see the need, and he'll say, what do you need? We tell him, and he just gave it. And he just poured into Ikawa Cafe. He poured into another event, another business.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the kind of spirit and heart that they had. They just want to see us succeed. And understanding and knowing that if we succeed, they succeed, because we're here and we get to stay here and we get to have a community here where when you need to, you can find your tribe. You know, you find the people that you can relate to, people that can understand you sometimes, and you just need that familiarity. It's family, you know, and that's something that he's done. He was tapped into our dreams, our vision, as well as others, and help it come into fruition. So also we have people here that might have been in other African countries doing a good job, doing great deeds over there, and for whatever reason had to leave. Thinking about people that we know that's been in Kenya, that's been in Tanzania, and they build in water wells, where in communities where water is not there. They have to literally bring those big buckets or those gallon bottles on their heads and go down to local streams or find a local water port. They had actually taken their own finances and dug wells. If you know anything about digging wells, and I don't really, but I do understand, you have to dig very, very, very far into the earth and try to get the water to come up, and then having the pump and so forth so the community can have water sources. So we do know people that's done that's here, or in other countries. Also with...
you know, with that, if I may just add briefly, you know, of course it required something like that, a major water project, if you will, which is what had been done. It was on another country, but it was absolutely phenomenal. And of course, you know, it requires finance. But here's the part though. This is the part, again, that surely, you know, finance is, it's important. It's absolutely important, you know. But for us as diasporas, you know, coming here, we, you know, to keep it real, we can't compete with, you know, the Chinamen or the Pakistani or
financially.
I'm talking about financially, the German. We can't do that, right? Financially. However, as far as investment is concerned, I'm talking about those of us that are here. Those that are still in the States that got it like that, they probably could. But anyway, but collectively as a community, we just can't. However, what we bring and what we have is brilliance. We have brilliance.
And compassion.
And with that, we come with it. We bring it with us. And I would like to say that a lot of, you know, motivation behind many of us coming, even if whether it's in the forefront or in the back of our minds, is that wanting to have a platform whereby we can express our brilliance. We have where we can just that, express our brilliance, our genius, our whatever it is. And so projects as such, you know, the financial component, anybody can come, and it has been done. Come, hey, throw dollars here, build the well, whatever. But it's more than that. It's the fact that, as my wife was saying, along with the brilliance, it was the compassion. This is something. This is not a write-off. Like, okay, I got some money, I want to throw it away or throw it over here. This is no. I genuinely want to see my people have things that are just rightful as a human being. Water. Just water.
Right.
You know,
Good water.
Good water, whatever the case may be, you know. So I just, you know, that's the part for me, you know, is that, you know, we have valuable assets, and it may not come monetarily, but we have valuable assets that we bring to make it not only better for our individual selves, but we bring along with us to make it better for whoever is within our sphere and our radius, if you will. So
Yeah, we have a sister that, I shouldn't have said sister, 'cause we have a person that came in and set up their home, everything, you know, they have a home base, home team, and with their home team, the sister pays for their rent, pays their tuition for school, pays the children's tuition, and gives them handsome salaries. As well as some of them, it's mind-blowing, and she sees it as this is her divine mission to do it. As well as came to Ikawa and was like, I'm going to pay Ikawa's payroll this month. I mean, that's the type of spirit of the people that have come to the country, to the continent, and sees value in what other expats are doing and then taps into it. So not once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, sister took care of Ikawa's payroll just because, never asked for a dime in return. So that's the amazing compassion that we're bringing. Another brother came, same thing. It's amazing, he didn't even come yet. He had called and said, listen, I'm gonna pay Ikawa's payroll because I need y'all to be there when I come. And just sent it, ZELLE that over. Ikawa was taken care of for that month, actually a month and a half. And we were there when he came, and he's coming back. But this is the type of heart that people, we're gonna do another video on that. The loudest country in the world. Has to be Rwanda. Has to be Rwanda. Cultural differences, that's gonna be the next video.
I did that already.
No, there's some more to add to it. But that's the type of compassion and drive that people are bringing here. And just another three more acknowledgements. We have a lady here who is a breast cancer survivor and has set up which is called a pink house. Rwanda is not a country that really talks about health issues.
She's the pink lady.
Pink lady. We call her the pink lady.
Pink house is different, but this the pink lady. But that's something to acknowledge too. The pink house as well.
But talking about health issues here is a new concept. Learning about your bodies and talking about it in public is a new concept. So she's taken what she's been through being a breast cancer survivor, and she travels all over the country educating women on how to detect breast cancer, how to detect lumps in your breast, how to things to look for, question to answer. She meets with women that have breast cancer. You'll see the pink ribbon throughout Rwanda at different venues, different hotels. She participates in walkathons and just different things, trying to bring awareness to the country regarding breast cancer for women. And you will never see her without the color pink on, ever. So she is really, really passionate about what she's doing and the awareness that she's bringing to the country. Oh yeah. And then we have what am I saying? Oh, and this is something that's, let's talk about her. Also, we have a doula here, and she came with, it's you know, when you're coming to a new country, you're not just dealing with actual facts medically, you're also dealing with cultural and how things were done in the past and how they did it in their culture for many, many years, regardless if it's a good or bad thing, if it's actual facts or if it's, I'm trying to think of the politically correct terms, because I don't want to say spookism, but if it's traditions that were passed down, the birthing process is challenging here as well. And how they take care, like for us, we're used to, when you're pregnant, you're going to the doctors every month. You have to get blood work every month. You have a certain level of care that is provided to you every month when you're pregnant to make sure that everything is on point. Here is a lot different. I think they see the doctors 3 times every semester, every trimester in their pregnancy. And there's a lot of things that we wouldn't typically do that is done here. So what this sister does, she's more into the holistic birthing process. She's a doula. She studies holistic healthcare, and she's brought that to the country. And it's not just for expats. A lot of her clients are local Rwandese women, and she charges them Rwandan prices, which is amazing. But she is passionate about bringing and tailoring to the needs of women, especially during that birthing process. I don't know why we keep trying to do our videos outside. But so yeah, we have a naturalist, we have herb, and she's a doula. We have a sister that's here right now that's going to be doing another naturalist as well, that's bringing yoni steams and holistic healing. I think she has a platform where it's healing through laughter. She's brought into the communities out in Kivu area, Bugesera area, Musanze area. Thank you. Teaching the women survivors that are still going through trauma how to laugh through their pain, how to bring on happy energy, and it's just amazing what we bring with us. And a lot of us are able to bring this type of compassion because of where and what we came from, where we come from, and what we've been through as a people. We want to see what should have been done for us. We want to bring that and do that to other people, and that's the only way I can explain it is for people to have that kind of love that just want to heal us, heal Black people in general, because we're damaged people by the same beast, just different areas.
Same perpetrators.
So, that's all.
So it's many. There's many. And
that one.
You know, and I'm sure you'll share, but I don't know that we can, cover it all. But there's many, and the gist of it all is that, we're here, and we come, and we come with a sense, as we've already said, we come with a certain level or sense of value that can't be measured in monetary terms. Mm-hmm. I like to think that the Black experience is the ultimate experience, man. There's no other people on the face of this earth, no other people in the annals of history that has ever endured what we have endured. We come from a line of greatness, right? Yet we would remove from that, that experience or that reality, and brought into another unfortunate reality. However, it has made us to be a people that nobody on the face of this earth can measure against or up with. Not to put anyone else down, but we have a uniqueness that I think that we should allow it to precede us. That, again, though we may not be able to compete with, if you will, financially, and monetary investments in the different countries here on the continent. But what we have, in my humble opinion, is a far greater value in terms of investment to help the countries on the continent thrive, man. And I think that, our point, is that if we can broaden our scope for those of us who are coming and looking to invest, to be able to look wider and broader in terms of, I get it, you want to make that money, I'm not mad at that at all. Yet the greater impact, there's so much more in the way of investing into the future of the country than just monetarily. It truly, truly, truly is. So, just being here in this short period of time that we've been here, oh my gosh, we've seen so much. It's a blessing. We've seen so much in the way of how, if we were to able to plug in persons and individuals with the brilliance of mind and talents and skills and talents to plug in here, just here in Rwanda, not even talking about anywhere else. Man, I'm telling you. And I think that, though, what I'm saying and what my wife is saying really, is kind of preaching to the choir to those of us as diasporas. I think that what we're saying, really, we're hoping can reach to the ears and to the hearts and to the minds of those who are responsible for the country, the people in the governing system, to understand that, hey, man, look at us a little differently. Set us apart from, and allow us to be able to show forth what it is that we have apart from anyone else that can really help and benefit you as a country. I'm on my soap stand. I'm gonna get up off it right now, but I'm on my soapbox. But that's just, I'm passionate about that. I really am.
Yeah, just two more acknowledgments, and we'll tie into what you were saying. We have a brother here that I believe he's been in other African countries as well, but he travels throughout impoverished areas. So how you say it?
That's good.
Okay. And he teaches women and give sanitation napkins to women that don't normally get to have them. They're not super expensive here, but it's not something, if that's not what they've used historically, then that's, that there's value in teaching women hygiene, reproductive reasons, just health reasons. So, but to be able to give them these pads changes, I think he was teaching us one time that every school-aged girl misses a week of school every month because of that particular reason, and being able to educate them and give them what they need changes their education, changes their quality of life. So, and there's no money value that he's getting from that. This is something that he's just passionate about and that he's doing. And lastly, someone had responded on one of the posts on the land. And I understand their concern. I think they mentioned, well, why don't we buy land and give it to the locals? And I just wanted to make something clear. We're buying the land from the locals. We're not buying from organizations. We're not buying it from foreign investment. We're buying from the locals. And the person that I'm dealing with, I asked her, I said, what are you going to do with all this money you making selling your land? Her dream is what the money is for. Her dream is to go abroad and get her master's in finance. But here, you can't just to buy a ticket and go. You have to show that you have money in the bank so that if something happened to you while you're out the country, you're able to finance your way back home. So what she's doing is trying to raise this money. So not only does she have money in the bank, she's applying to schools in Belgium and Europe and in the US in hopes of getting able to go to school and get her master's and be able to take care of her and sustain her while she's there doing it. So land is our dream. Locals have bigger dreams than just the land that they inherited from their families. They understand that there's value to that. If they can help us come and get a piece of this earth and they get to live their dream at the same time, then why not support that? This is their land.
But rest assured though, they're not foolish.
No.
They're not gonna give up their, they're gonna make sure they have
Yeah.
maintaining, you know,
Yeah.
what, you know, something. They're not gonna just empty out. That's not gonna happen.
No. No. And
So
then,
they're very smart.
and then if that's what they want to do, some of them want to buy a car. They see a value in having transportation to get back and forth to work. Some of them want to start building a house on a bigger property. Some of them is going to sell their small land, get the money, find a bigger piece, and use it and buy bigger land. But no, we only, everything that we've done here since we've been here, we've only used locals. We completely rotate the dollar back into the community here. So don't worry. We only buy with the locals. We're buying our land from the locals. We're shopping. If you see us on and we're selling land on our channel, it's coming from locals, not anyone else. No Mzungos, no foreign investors, no private companies. We're only trying to benefit the community here in Rwanda. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget about that.
Yeah, she been itching to see.
Yeah, because that kind of bothered me. Like, what the heck? And I know that wasn't the intention, but it bothered
it was,
me.
I'm sure it was, because it's really pretty valid. It's like, look, you know what I mean? Come on, it'd be contradictory, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so no, that was a valid concern.
And maybe what people don't understand is the leadership here took care of his people.
Oh, without a doubt.
When he made sure that each citizen had some land and some cows, period. It's their birthright. And now he's also made it where foreigners can't come in and just buy up all the land. You have to have certain measures in place showing that you're buying land to benefit the country.
Not for you just
Not
yourself.
just for you to hold it until the value go up, or for you to build and you value and you only get the benefit. If you're going to buy multiple plots, you have to show the reason why and how it's going to benefit the country. So the leadership they've already taken care of their people in that aspect. Trust me. We trying to take care of ours. That's all we trying to do. We trying to show our people that the world is bigger than Georgia, than Philly, than Cali, than Chicago. The world is bigger than what we're used to. And if we can have a little piece of it and call it our own, because it's our natural God-given right to, our right's been stolen from us. We wandering around trying to figure out how can we get a little bit of what God had already given us. That's all we're trying to show people. You can have it. If that's your dream and you want it, you can have it. So our focus is not trying to rob from the community. That's one reason why we wanted to do this today, so that you guys could be proud at what your brothers and sisters are doing here on the continent.
Popping, man.
What we doing here in Rwanda.
There's people here popping.
They doing it.
They doing it, man. They really are. They're doing it, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring, and you know, we're proud. We're really proud, man. Yeah. So, you know, if we can keep coming with that in that spirit, you know.
Right. Don't just come trying to make your little monies. Come and pour into the country. A lot of us seen so much. We've been through so much. We've learned how to deal with so much that we can add value. We can add so much value to this place.
Because we have value. That's the part. We can add value because we have value. And I'll say this and I'm done. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. Before we left the States to come here, I said, I'm not coming to Africa with my hand out. I identify with the fact that we have something to offer, man. We have something to give. We have something to bring to the feast. We have something that we can lay on the table. And it's high tide now that the world knows this, man. And we cannot hide behind the sycamore tree any longer. We have to present ourselves with that understanding, with humility, of course, but we have to present ourselves. No, we don't have whatever. right? But we have a lot. We have a lot to offer and to give, and we've already given and contributed to the, you know, to the world society in our own way. So that's my thing, you know. Just come, man, and here's the opportunity. But let's do good by the opportunity. Let's look far and deep and long, and have that long-term vision, and you know, let's make it good. All right, I'm done.
So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, you know, just reprogram your mind. A lot of you want to come to Africa, period. A lot of you want to come to Rwanda, and we just urge and encourage you to not just think about how can you make money while you're over there and while you're abroad. Think about how can you add value to the people that you're going to go and immerse yourself into. What can you bring to enhance their lives as well, and benefit from the essence of you. And with that mindset, I believe that we will all be successful.
What she said, that's right. Thank you guys so very much. As always, we are grateful for each and every one of you. You know, some we know, many we don't know, but we are grateful nonetheless for your viewership.
And please help us get 30 more subscribers so we can see that 4,000 mark. I don't know what that means. We just want that number.
So we thank you for your subscription. It's right on cue. So we're grateful. So again, please like if you do like it, and please share if it's shareable, and let us know what you think. Leave us some comments, man. We want to know what you think.
And we still will always have that link up there if you guys want to donate to Ikawa Cafe. If you want to donate to Residential Tourist for us to continue doing what we do, you'll see the PayPal link, the CASHAPP link, the ZELLE link. Please, this is what we live for.
All right. Peace and blessings.